We all try to protect our children and grandchildren from sexual abuse. But what about when the predator is living under the same roof with the victims? Well, Spokane Sheriff's detectives say this man, 42-year-old Ronald Whitehall, used threats to keep two young relatives from revealing that he was repeatedly raping them while their mother slept in another room. Tonight in a story you'll see only on KXLY4, Jeff Humphrey shows us how X-rated texts and school officials led to Whitehall's arrest.
Ron Whitehall was so confident that he had brainwashed his victim into keeping the alleged sexual assaults a secret that he even texted her at school detailing his desires for their next encounter. What Whitehall didn't count on, though, is that girl's friend wouldn't be afraid to speak up. Detectives say Ron Whitehall sexually abused two of his relatives, but that the more vulnerable 13-year-old got the worst of the attacks. In mid-May, she confided in a friend what was happening, and that fellow student walked the alleged victim straight to their school counselor's office.
I went in and I was talking to the school counselor who was talking to a 13-year-old girl. She had just revealed to her counselor that she had been sexually molested. And
the young lady appeared to have proof of Whitehall's selfish advances, recent texts from the suspect's cell phone.
There were pictures, there were texts, very explicit. I mean, things that even adults have a hard time saying to each other.
Because the alleged attacks happened in the county, sheriff's detectives took over the case and got a warrant to seize Whitehall's cell.
Basically, he was pressuring these victims into sex. Sending text messages, basically providing a menu of sexual options for them to perform when they came home that evening.
The victims claim Whitehall was able to keep them quiet with threats, saying he was the only one with a job, he was the only one paying the bills, and if Whitehall went to jail, the girls would have no place to go.
Obviously an extremely dangerous and sick individual, and we are just extremely thankful that we were notified of this incident and that those victims are safe, and that obviously we have our suspect in custody for these horrendous charges.
Even the judge in Whitehall's first court appearance appeared repulsed, declaring Whitehall a danger and setting his bail at $50,000. Police and sheriff's deputies want kids to know that if something bad is happening to them at home, they should tell a school employee because they're required to report that type of abuse. We know that sexual predators rarely stop on their own, and so when young people find the courage to speak up, they are actually sparing future potential victims. Reporting at the courthouse, Jeff Humphrey, KXLY4.